positively I'm acquitted. Enemies publicly shame my utility. After the battle, they admit since I'm with it. Simply soothed, well moved, vinyl like glue. Transistors are never more shown with light. When vocal flow brings it all down in ruins, due to a clue of a naughty noise called plug tuning. Flowing in fire with a new style. Barrels are cleaned and loaded for salute. Chances with the choice standing steady like my mouthpiece. Paragraph preacher is now introduced. Drums are heard sounding off in each and every person. Vocal confetti is thrown at top stage. Roses and violets on proper for throwing for showing appreciation. Why? This is a daisy age. Hands won't sweat cause there's no threat. Micro stay dry while places so loose. Rhymes on fables, but stable to be on time. Cause they market it and label speak apostles. The stitch will fit with every consumer. Microphone use and self will start blooming. Profit and cost could never be lost or due to a clue of a naughty noise called plug tuning. Gaze at the sight of a method, dive beneath the depth of a never-ending verse, gasping and swallowing every last letter. Vocalized liquid holds the quench of your thirst. Reason for the rhythm is for causes unknown. Different individuals are dazzled with the showbiz. Auditions are gathered, but the soul would just rather hold a count at 3 and in the end leave it as it is. Flow to the sway of my do-re. Me, I'll fix lunatics who will haunt. Words are sent to the vents of humans, then converted to a phrase called talk. Musical notes will send a new motto. Every last poem is recited at noon. Focus is set, let your Polaroids click as we capture the essence of a naughty noise called plug tuning. Vocal in doubt is an uplift, and real is the answer that I answer with. Dying yet lava, what you must realize that the tune that I present is surely not a gift. Different in style is definite, and style which I flaunt is sure legit. Now set aside, I say I hold pride in performing this melodic misfit. So swing cause this picture is pitching. Incense JD Dove is now saying. All sing along to his favorite song while the pocket transistors are playing. But least but not last, I'm frightened, for the words that I reply hold doom. Life of the chant can be stopped by accident when you're tripping the wire of the plug tune.
Hello everyone, hello there, welcome. I just want to take this time just to thank everybody. So I'm going to go through the chat at first. Okay, hello there Adam Cavoursier, thank you for coming in. Hello there Mr. Cicelli. Yeah, it was a great game today. As for those of you now know that semi-final, Spain are now playing in the final and hopefully it should be England tomorrow. We'll see though. The RGs will give us a game. Hello there, Paulie. Good to see you, my man. Hope all is well. Hello there, Dave T. Good to see you. Good to see you, my man. Hello, Crewmill. Thank you for coming. How you doing, Kid Rock? Good to see you, my man. It's been a while. Good to see you. Hello, Janie. Thank you for coming. So today's live, as you've probably guessed from the intro, I'm going to cover De La Soul, the band De La Soul from Long Island. So I'm going to reason why I picked them is because I, as a kid as well, sort of growing up in the late 80s, they just popped into my head and I thought, well, do you know what, I'm going to cover them in the live. And a little bit later, I do on this day and just go through some facts in history about what happened on this day. And obviously, as the chat, please feel free to interact and if anyone wants to come up like I always do, so we'll get going. So Does anyone have any questions at this stage to the chat? Because other than that, I am going to get going. So here we go. So De La Soul, right? De La Soul is an American hip hop group that we know was formed at the village of Amityville, which is in Long Island, New York. This happened in 1988, and they're best known for their, well, should we say, acellic and eccentric sampling and lyrics, and contributions to the evolution of jazz rap, hip hop, and subgenres. Yeah. So you've got Kelvin Mercer, and you've got David Joliser and Vincent Mason, and they formed the group in a high school and caught the attention of producer Prince Paul with a demonstration tape of the song Plug Tuning, which is the track you just heard. Hey, Team Do, good to see you, my man. Thank you for coming. Now, the group's debut album, which was 3 Feet High and Rising in 1989, was called a hip-hop masterpiece. Now, it remains the biggest commercial success through subsequent albums and have continued to receive acclaim. De La Soul is the first longest-standing native tongues group after the Jungle Brothers in 2006. The group won a Grammy for their collaboration with Gorillaz on their single Feel Good Inc. So, now the group has released 10 studio albums and 1 live album between 1989 and 2025. Their catalogue was not available on audio streaming services or digital media stores until 2023 due to contractual disputes and copyright clearances for their extensive sampling. Obviously, Trugoy, the Dove, he died in 2023, so RIP. And now the history. So the album 3 Feet High and Rising. Now this was quite important to me because this is the ones that we sort of know De La Soul for. It's their main album. So their debut album was released in 1989 and was a critical smash hit in the hip hop genre. They quickly became prominent members of the Native Tongue Posse, along with A Tribe Called Quest, Black Sheep, Queen Latifah, and the Jungle Brothers, among others. The single Me, Myself and I became a huge hit, further cementing the group's popularity. However, 60s pop group The Turtles sued De La Soul for using their sample from their 1969 hit You Showed Me for the interlude track Transmitting Live from Mars. Lyrically, much of the 3 Feet High and Rising focused on striving for peace and harmony. The album also introduced De La Soul's concept of the Daisy Age, which is an acronym standing for The Inner Sound You're All. As a result, audiences were quick to peg the members of De La Soul as hippies. Now, this stereotype greatly agitated the group's members, and as they always envisaged their career as a constantly changing style, the frustration would influence the next recording sessions. In the press kit for 3 Feet High and Rising, the members explained their stage names. Trugoy, when reversed, spells yogurt because he liked yogurt. Okay, it's his pet name. And Posthumous, spelt backwards, was Soundsop. The album artwork was designed by a radical British artist and collective, The Grey Organisation. So, De La Soul's second album, which was De La Soul Is Dead, 1991, was a much more mature album. It featured wealth of material that criticised the violent, careless direction of which hip-hop was heading at the time. Though it still managed to maintain a light, absurd sense of humour, the cover of the album features a broken daisy flower pot, symbolising the death of the Daisy Age and the imagery that went along with it. The album spawned several singles, including The Dark, Millie Pulled a Pistol on Santa, and A Tale of a Young Girl Who Could No Longer Take the Sexual Abuse from Her Father. Oh, that's a bit strong. And the lead single, Ring Ring, which is Ha Ha Hey, the story about people using the group's recent fame trying to launch their own careers. Now, De La Soul collaborated with Black Sheep on Fanatic of the B Word and Q-Tip from A Tribe Called Quest on a roller skating jam named Saturdays. Prince Paul makes an appearance on the microphone in Pass the Plugs with a verse of his own. The album also prominently featured Maceo as a rapper providing verses of his own bitties in the BK Lounge, Afro Connections at the High Five, and Ring Ring Ring, Hey Hey Hey. Now, though it received mixed reviews and did not sell as well as 3 Feet High and Rising, it eventually became a classic. And the source listed the album as one of their top 100 hip-hop albums of all time. Initially, the tracks My Brother's Basshead, Kicked Out the House, and Who Do You Worship? These were only available on CD. Subsequently, vinyl issues have restored the running order as originally intended. Okay, so between 1993 and 2000 was the Balloon Mind State and Stakes is High. So this album was the third studio release. In 1993, Balloon Mind State saw the group evolve a new sound that they continue to grow stylistically and musically. Now, several moments on the album proved the band had matured. I'll Be Blown was a departure. And as the track was an instrumental featuring saxophone playing Maceo Parker, the introspective I Am IB showed De La Soul at their most self-referential to date, with subject matter about POS, daughter Annette Manette, as well as the grandmother. Long Island Wilding was a collaboration with Japanese hip-hop artist Kan Tajiki, Major Force, and also trio Shah Durapar. The album's first single, Breakdawn, used the sample of Michael Jackson's I Can't Help It and Smokey Robinson's Quiet Storm. De La Soul collaborated for the first time with Gang Starr's Guru on the Patty Dope female MC Shorty Nomaz, a cousin of Poseidus. Hello, sweetie. Good to see you there. Well, this was prominent on many tracks on the album, showcased particularly in the Woods. The album ended with an old school Bizarre Marquee collaboration called Stone Age. Missing from vocal duties is Maze, whose voice can only be heard on Area in the break near the end of the track. Also really featured in this scratching, which was heard often on previous albums, was Only in the Woods, showcasing his talent in the area. Now, the album was a success, but it was also a big commercial failure. Now, many publications such as Rolling Stone had listed the album as one of the best hip-hop albums of all time. Now, in 1994, 500 copies of the promotional EP called Clear Lake Auditorium were released on clear vinyl and CD. The 6-track EP contained edited versions of tracks from Balloon Mind State, but also featured the tracks Sheafy MCs, Shocking Female MCs it stands for, and there was a collaboration with A Tribe Called Quest and Sticks and Stones, which featured old school hip hop artists Grandmaster Caz, Tito of Fearless 4, Whipper Whip, LA Sunshine, and Superstar. The EP was widely bootlegged afterwards. Now, in 1996, Stakes is High. This was the first album produced by Prince Paul, with overall production credits given solely to the trio. Although it was met with poor sales, it has been critically lauded for its music, lyricism, and overall message concerning the artistic decline rap music began to face in the mid-90s. The title track and the first single, produced by Jay Dilla, was not a hit, but the album's second single, It's So Wheezy, with only Dave on the vocals, did fare better due to the creative music video. The album spawned a third single, Four More, featuring Zayn, which peaked at number 52 in the UK, and the album did not provide a launching pad for future star rapper and actor Mos Def, who appeared on the track Big Brother Beat. The album also featured collaborations with Common, Truthanola, and the Jazzy Fatnesties. So now we've got 2000 to 2005. Artificial Intelligence and the Grind Date. So in 2000, De La Soul launched the Spit Kicker Tour, a US-wide tour first hosted by De La Soul, Common, Biz Markie, Talib Kweli, and Pharaoh Monch. The same year, they established the Spit Kicker Collective, which grew, including progressive hip-hop artist, comedian Dave Chappelle, Chef Mike Samuelson, and others. De La Soul also announced that they would release their triple album series entitled Artificial Intelligence. All three albums were intended to be released within a year, beginning at the release of The Artificial Tenets was The Mosaic Thumb. This was followed by AOL Bionics in late 2001. After this, however, the third and final album in the AOI series was never released. For the next 2 years, the De La Soul releases were singles or remix compilations. Dave Trugoy the Dove Jolison stated in an interview that about 4 years usually were needed for the group to record an album and promote it with advertisements, tour, and so on. So the group was having trouble finishing the last AOI installments for many reasons. One, which was an ongoing struggle with Tommy Boy Records, which was released the albums since its debut. Okay. So in the summer of 2002, De La Soul toured Kate Modest Mouse, the Flaming Lips, Kinky, and the Hacksaw Boys during the Unlimited Sunshine Tour. The band was briefly featured in the video game Papa Rapper, The Rapper 2, with the song Say I Gotta Believe, featuring Double, and also appeared on the soundtrack of the game. And in 2004, De La Soul then released a new full album, The Grind Date, on Sanctuary BMG Records, because the venture between Tommy Boy and the venture was between Tommy Boy and Warner Brothers. Records were shut down, and the group's contract was shot to the WEA labels. The band thought about having its contract absorbed by Electrical Records, but it decided to leave WEA altogether, although it was not the third AOI album fans had been expecting. The album was released on some critical acclaim and was well received by most fans. The album features guests MF Dom, Ghostface Killer, Butter Versus, and Flavor Flav, with production from Ninth Wonder, Jake One, and Madlib, and many more. Now, the lead single, Shopping Bags, She Got From You, did not fare very well and set the tone for the disappointing commercial acceptance. In conjunction with the album's release, the group were also offered to come up with the track Come On Down, featuring Flavor Flav for remixing on Sony's Acid Planet website. The winning remix was Come On Down by Interlude Jones, who said he tried to take on the influential sound of the New York hip hop and marry it back to its roots. So, now in 2005, going forward, obviously I mentioned the death of one of the members, Trugoy, the Dove, and also the Cabin in the Sky we was going to talk about. In 2005, De La Soul collaborated with Gorillaz on the hit single Feel Good Inc., which won a Grammy for the Best Pop Vocal Collaboration after being nominated for 3 Grammys. De La Soul also appeared on the LA Symphony Single Universe and collaborated with Portuguese MC boss AC on a track called Yo. Now, the following year, they released mixtapes, Hip Hop Mixtape, a cover mount with British dance magazine Mixmag, and the Impossible Mission TV series Part 1. A release on the group's AOL record label, De La Soul collaborated with athletic sneaker company Nike to produce versions of the Nike Dunk under their skateboarding division. In 2008, the group joined A Tribe Called Quest, Nas, Techne, and Farside, and others in an annual Rock the Bells tour, and were honoured on the 5th annual VH1 Hip Hop Tours later in the year. They collaborated with Dan Lasac versus Scrubus Pip, and on a re-recording of the British group's debut single, Thou Shalt Always Kill. Now, De La Soul returned as a group on the third Gorillaz albums, Plastic Beach, alongside Super Furry Animals frontman Gruff Rhys on the song Superfast Jellyfish. 2 of the other collaborations were recorded but did not make the final cut of the album. They were supposed to appear on a track entitled Slop Tropics. Though this song did not make the final cut, the group remixed indie rockers Yola Tangle single Here to the Fall for the Here to the Fall remixes EP, with including remixes by RJD2 and Pete Rock, and were featured on the remix of Matt and Kim's single Daylight by DJ Troublemaker. So, bringing us to 2011, the group earned a top 5 rankings on the NPR and Soul Train's year-end best of lists. The Amerigo Gazaway produced De La Soul Fela Kuti mashup. Now, De La Soul and Nike released Are You In?, which was the group's original material, the Mission Impossible TV series in Part 1. The album features Raheem DeVaughn, as well as production from the Chicago-based duo Flosstradamus. The recording is a single track, recording 44 minutes 17 seconds, part of the continuing series through the Nike Sports Music selection on the online store. Now, the group released De La Soul's Plug 1 and Plug 2 Presents, first served in April 2012 as an album that did not feature any contributions from Maceo. With little promotion, the album released to positive reviews. This was followed by releasing track a month during 2013. In March 2015, De La Soul created a Kickstarter to help them from their upcoming album. It surpassed the original goal of $110,000 in under 10 hours. The resulting album, And the Anonymous Nobody, was released in 2016, originally planned for April release, but delayed due to rights issues. The album were preceded by a 4-track EP, For Your Pain and Suffering, and the single Pain featuring Snoop Dogg. The album was nominated for its 59th Grammy Awards for Best Album. De La Soul was also featured on the track Moments on Gorillaz in 2017, their album Humans. A Leap of Faith by Mr. Jukes alongside Horace Andy and Tom Misch in 2018, single It Runs Through Me. Now, at the 65th Grammy Awards on February 5th, 2023, Posthumous performed a segment of Buddy as part of the ceremony's tribute to the 50 years of hip-hop music. A week later, Trugoy the Dove died at the age of 54. He'd been suffering from congestive heart failure since 2017. His death came only weeks before the release of De La Soul's music on the streaming platforms following their long-fought catalogue disputes. The remaining members of De La Soul and other artists, including Nas, Chuck D and LL Cool J, came together for the Daisy Experience, a tribute concert to Trugoy on March the 2nd, the day before De La Soul's music was released digitally. The re-release of their music led the group in the United Kingdom for the first time since 1990. And on February the 27th, 2023, Gorillaz released the deluxe edition of their album, Cracker Island. So, yeah, no worries, Paulie. I'll just stop there anyway, just so I don't want to... Anyone got any questions? Oh, okay. No worries. So, in September and October of 2023, De La Soul opened up for Wu-Tang Clan and Nas during the North American stretch of their New York State of Mind tour. In 2025, it was announced that The Cabin in the Sky would be released on November the 21st as part of a Mass Appeal Records. Now, what I'm going to do now is just leave it there. Just check the chat. No worries, Paulie. And I'm going to share my screen. So just bear with me. 2 seconds. There we go. Window. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So, I'm just going to go through now and still continue on because I just want to cover the albums. As you can see there, this was the original one, 3 Feet High and Rising. So, here we go. So, 3 Feet High and Rising is the debut studio album by the American hip hop group. As I say, it was Tommy Boy Records, the first of 3 collaborations with the producer Prince Paul, and was the critical and commercial peak of both parties with the album titles that comes from the Johnny Cash song 5 Feet High and Rising. The albums contain the singles Me, Myself and I, The Magic Number, Buddy and I Know. So the album was critical and commercial success. It consistently placed on the list of the greatest albums of all time, noted by critics and publications with Robert Christou. So the music style amid the late 1980s boom in gangster rap, which gravitated towards hardcore confrontational, violent lyrics. 3 Foot High and Rising stood out from this trend by showcasing De La Soul's more positive style. So, just to give you an overview there. So the next one should be De La Soul is Dead. So De La Soul, it was the second studio album, the American hip hop group. It was released on May the 14th, 1991. And the album was produced by Prince Paul, whose work on 3 Feet High and Rising was highly praised by music critics. Now, the album was one of the first to receive a 5 mic rating in the hip hop magazine The Source. So, as I say, this was the album's cover features to the death of Daisy, Da Inner Sound Y'all, age or distance from several cultures, including hippies, mainstream hip hop. Now, this album, it departed from the image that the group had fostered on their previous albums, while De La Soul is Dead retains the humorous approach of its predecessor. Its humour is dark, featuring more biting parodies and more cynical outlook. So, the album also attracts his attention, discussion of weightier topics, especially the portrayal of drug addiction in My Brother's Basshead, and the story of sexual abuse. Millie pulled a pistol on Santa. So it's a bit dark, that one, but nevertheless, we will go and cover this one. So this is one we mentioned, the Balloon Mind State. Now, this was their third studio album, okay, and was released on September 21st, 1993 through Tommy Boy Records, and was the group's last record to be produced by Prince Paul. So it's a phonetic spelling, and the English noun balloon, which is obviously how I pronounced it. So it's described that the meaning was more popular and not trying to make pop music. This theme laid out into the track, which starts with the sound of a balloon being inflated. Then the hook line, it might blow up, but it won't go pop. So that's repeated over and over. And now it's early to mid 1990s experimentations with jazz by featuring jazz veterans Maceo Parker, Fred Wesley, and Pee Wee Ellis on the songs Patty Duke and I Am I Be. Patty Duke deals with the groups, sees the mainstream efforts to control the direction of black music. So, how you doing, Joe Delamora? Good to see you, my man. The next one, I'll show you this. The Stakes is High. Now, this was released on July the 2nd, 1996 through Tommy Boy Records, and the album marked the change in the group's sound and direction, and it was their first release not produced in collaboration with Prince Paul. The Stakes was High is mainly produced by the group themselves, with additional tracks provided by JD, DJ Ogie, Spearhead X, and Skeff Anslem. It's considered the group's darkest and most serious album. It received mostly strong reviews but little commercial success. Now, it's marked as the first De La Soul that did not collaborate, as I say, with Prince Paul on the album, and the group felt that the production he turned in for didn't match the album's mood. So, Stakes is High deals with many topics, including the state of hip-hop, the commercialization of hip-hop culture, and criticism of gangster rap. Rapper Tupac later retaliated on the song Against All Odds from his 1996 album, the Don Killamantu, the 7 Day Theory, as well as the unreleased song Watch Your Mouth during the same sessions. Naughty by Nature member Treat also took serious offence to the record, creating a feud that only died down after a decade and a half when the Stakes is High was released. Okay, so the next one, De La Soul, Artificial Intelligence. So this album itself was first in a planned 3-disc installment, which was originally intended to be a 3-disc album. Among the guests on the album, Redman, Tash, J. Rowe, Tharlinks, Exhibit, Busta Rhymes, Mike D, and Ad Rock of the Beastie Boys, Busy Bee, Freddie Fox, and Soul Diva, Chaka Khan. Unlike their previous album, Stakes is High, this album De La Soul to the chart for you. Thanks to hits like Ooh and All Good, the album was also nominated for a Grammy. Now, Artificial Intelligence, it received positive reviews from the critics. Now, Yahoo Music gave them an 8 out of 10 star for this, in keeping with the current vogue for hip-hop albums with more guests than Letterman. Over 50% of its albums features appearances from Redman to Chaka Khan, which he said may or may not have something to do with finding a unique voice for hip-hop. Okay, so the next one is AOI Bionics. Now, this was released in 2001. Okay, yeah, this was an album, was the second of the 3-planned disc installment. So it was the last Della project based on Tommy Boy. Now, the first single, Baby Fat, featuring Yummy Bingham and Devin the Dude, was an ode for the larger sized woman elsewhere. Held Down featured CeeLo, found Postus in introspect mood as he mused on fatherhood, religion and fame. Slick Rick also made an appearance on What We Do for Love, or a humorous song about puberty and sexual discovery. Plans were made to release the Kev Brown produced special as the second single. However, Tommy Boy's unfolded as a label, cutting short any further promotion of the Bionics. Like many hip-hop albums, there is official instrumental work on the album. So, the album received generally favourable reviews, but just barely, as there were signs that they had been playing on how they wanted to sound. So the flow as smooth of the 70s groove as they once left back in the old school, philosophical, women friendly, and musical, women independent. They sowed the effortless into Slick Rick, sex ed, and orgasmic mock melodrama of Porn Star. Their gospel choral is no less than the concept of Reverend Do-Good takeoffs. So, next one. De La Soul, The Grind Date. This was released in 2004. The album was originally intended to be the final album of the Artificial Intelligence trilogy, but as the album quickly changed focus, the group decided to put AOI 3 on hold and finish The Grind Date as a standalone work. Now, it was notably brisker, leaner work than the group's previous albums, and features top-of-the-line array of production talents, including Jay Dilla, who was part of a Tribe Called Quest's production unit, Madib, and the Ninth Wonder produced Super Dave West, who handled the majority of the AOI albums and contributed 5 tracks to the album. So, I mean, as I say, that was the standalone album. Now we have the album cover, as you can see, De La Soul's Plug 1, Plug 2 present. So this was without the Sayo. This was released on April the 3rd, 2012. The album Joe adopted the persona of the First Serve, a hip-hop band making in the music industry in the late 1990s. Mercer takes the persona of the Jacob Pop Life Barrow, and Dean Witter. The album details the fictional band making it in the music industry, their success, breakup, and eventual reformation. Okay, nearly there. Okay, and the anonymous nobody. I do like that cover. So this was the 8th studio album by De La Soul, the group's first full-length album since The Grind Date, and its last prior to group member Trugoy the Dove's death in 2023. It was released on August 26, 2016 on AOI Records. The album features from 2 Chainz, Damon Albarn, David Byrne, Estelle, Little Dragon, Snoop Dogg, Jill Scott, Justin Hawkins, Pete Rock, and Rock Marciano. It received positive reviews by critics and peaked 12 on the Billboard 200. The album was nominated for the Best Rap Album in the 2017 Grammys. Okay, and then we have this one, Cabin in the Sky. So this is their last one. So this is the 9th studio album, okay, by De La Soul, and on November the 21st, 2025, it is the group's first album since the death of member Trugoy the Dove, who died in 2023. Okay, now in March 2025, De La Soul teased that they would be reuniting with their former producer Prince Paul for a new album. They previously collaborated with him on their first 3 albums. Mass Appeal announced series titles Legend Has It, which featured 7 albums in 2025. Now, Cabin in the Sky received widespread acclaim from music critics at the Metacritic, which assigned a normalised rating out of 100 to reviews from mainstream publications. The album received an average score of 81 based on 11 reviews. So Robin Murray of The Clash wrote that there was no need to know the full context to enjoy Cabin in the Sky, further stating, as it was one of the most straightforwardly enjoyable hip-hop albums 2025 has offered us. So, ladies and gentlemen, all right, that's my cover of De La Soul. I hope you enjoyed it, but as I say, we've still got a bit of time. Let's get this on. So my computer's running really, really slow, so I have to apologise. But does anyone have any questions? I'm also putting the link in the chat for anyone that wants to come up and join me for a quick chat. If you want. Any questions, anyone? It's frozen. Okay, I hope everything's all right, Kid Rock. How you doing, Maureen? Good to see you. Long time no see. I hope you're well. Good stuff. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. Does anyone want to hear any interesting facts? Spain had a well-deserved win. Yes, they did, Paulie. I was quite happy for that. I think England if they get through, have got a job, whether it was going to be France or Spain. It'd be nice to play them again, as we only played them 2 years ago in the final of the Euros. So that'll be nice. So, okay. Any questions? Kid Rock, I've just stopped to check it and see how you're doing health-wise. I'm doing better, thanks, Kid Rock. I'm still on tablets. I've had the ablation, which is good. So, do you know what, Dave? It could very well be. I hope you're wrong, but we'll see. It could very well be. By all means, I'm getting on all right. I'll put the link in the chat if you want to jump up. So, yeah, as you can see, I'm still sweating buckets in my flat. It was a lot cooler today, but it still had its moments. So, it's all been very good. Yeah. Where are we up to? So, on this day, here we go. So, let's get this going. So, Bastille Day, French Revolution begins with the storming. No question, James. It just isn't my day. No, it was just something that I really wanted to do. I just decided to do it. It's not. I don't know. I'm not a hip hop man, if I'm honest. But when I was younger, like De La Soul, I think it was because De La Soul generally, certainly the 3 Feet High and Rising, it was kind of a nice bop along. I don't like it when they all start talking about shooting each other and all that nonsense. I don't like all that. So, but it was like harmonious. So, yeah, I just my opinion. Everyone's different, goes through different things with growing up. No worries, Kid Rock. So, do you know what? I'm gonna stay on for a few more minutes and have a chat with whoever wants to talk in the chat. No problem at all, my man. As I say, it's good to see you. I know Kid Rock's probably the only one about who likes to come up and have a chat. I think Tindu's he was in earlier, but he's gone now. Oh, please, yeah, I appreciate it. Likes and comments would be great, please, folks. I do appreciate that. They do help. Absolutely. Any questions from anyone? Yeah, that's good. I'm glad to see you all in here anyway. It's good for all you guys and girls to get together and have a chat in the chat. Oh, Tindu, good to see you, my man. Do you want to come up for a little 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes? What? I'll put the link in the chat, my friend. Here we go. Hopefully it'll pop up for a little while. Just to say hello and maybe I know Tindu likes a bit of hip hop music, so hopefully he'll come up and I'm sure we'll talk about De La Soul. That'll be good. So I'm glad. Nice to see you, Joe, as well, and Maureen, Kid Rock as well, mate. It's been good. Dave T as well. Crewmill. So seeing some faces, and Adam. Adam popped in now. How you doing, ALV? Good to see you, my man. I hope you're all well. I'll put the link in the chat. So hopefully Tindu's going to be on his way pop up. So if anyone else wants to grab the link, yeah, I'm sure you are. Here we go. Add to stream. Hello, sir. How are you?
Oh, what? That was the first time I did that on Restream.
Yeah. No.
It came.
Do you know what I pay for this a month, Tindu?
Huh.
So I pay $17 a month, and that's monthly.
Unbelievable.
Exactly. It's a lot.
Wow, 17, and look what they charge us on
StreamYard.
StreamYard. I'm so tired, James. I can't even think. Yeah,
StreamYard.
StreamYard.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying is it? And you only get the price you get monthly because you pay it for the year up front. Whereas I just pay 17 a month. It works out the same. It's got you can have up to 10 guests. I just don't see the. I know everyone's used to using StreamYard. I get that, but and the camera picture looks good. Looks clear.
Yeah.
So, hey, Gianni, good to see you, my man. So I have to ask Tina because you do like your hip hop music. I know you do certain elements.
Absolutely.
Of it.
Absolutely.
So did you listen to De La Soul? Hello. Oh. How you doing, Gianni? Good to see you, my man. All good, all good. I think we're just having a bit of sound issue with Tindu. There we go. Someone's here. Hello, my man. You all right? Did you fall out?
Yes, it fell out on me, James.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
Okay, ask me that question again. I'm moving around a little bit, so.
No, that's all right. Did you used to listen to De La Soul?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you know all the tunes then. It was just saying. For me, obviously, I I was just a kid, like 8 or 9 years old. So it was, but it was one of the first sort of hip hop music that I was listening to. But I was saying what is the only hip hop I might actually be able to pick out. No, this is it, Gianni. The reason why I liked about it is because I don't like a lot of that gangster rap. I don't like it when they're talking about shooting each other and all that sort of stuff. Whereas I found that their sort of music was quite light-hearted. Oh, I think Tinder's gone again. Here we go. Pepino. De La Soul, CG2. Right, just got if I just remove. There we go. Let's just remove. See if hopefully it'll. Right, here we go. Tindu. This is it. Right, let's remove that. Hello, anyone who wants. There we go. Right. Do you right? De La Soul was pretty positive. Come and spread your arms if you really, really need a big hug. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So hopefully, how you been? How is everybody? Did some of you catch the football? Joe, did you catch it? No, this is it, Gianni. I liked it. I like that sort of stuff, though. So I don't know if hopefully Tindy might try and come up again. He might do. Mind and give James your thank you, Paulie. I appreciate that. Oh, here we go. Let's get him on. Right, Tinu.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you all now. I need you up here because Gianni and everyone's in the chat, and obviously because you weren't on today, they might want to chat with you.
I don't know why it keeps kicking me out. Can you hear me, James?
I can hear you perfectly fine.
Okay, I'm just asking because it keeps booting me out for some reason.
Right, it shouldn't do now. I haven't touched anything, so hopefully it won't. You should stay in there.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, that De La Soul album was a great album.
Yeah.
Now, Me, Myself, and I came off that.
Yes, that's right. And 3 is the magic number. And we've got Mr. Latona with us as well on the panel.
Hello.
Yep.
How are we doing, guys?
How you doing?
LV.
I just
How you keeping? All good?
I'm getting better. I've been sick a while, but I'm just getting bad virus, and I'm just getting better. Taking it day by day.
So have you taken any antibiotics for it, or is it just one of those ones you got to ride out?
No, you just got to ride it out. It's just some type of virus. There's no nothing they'll prescribe for it. So, but how are you doing?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Just wanted to I did a short live off the cuff yesterday, and I just thought I just wanted to cover something just to help me reading and keep me, not
Sure.
going rusty.
Yeah, I've never been on Restream before. This is an interesting experience. I had to dial in through Safari. It wouldn't let me do it any other way.
Right. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. I was just saying to Tindu is just I went for it because I don't use it that often and it's cheap.
Yeah, sure. No, it seems working fine. It seems to work fine.
You could
I
do
could see
all
the
the
chat.
things
I
you
could see the
want.
chat and everything. I could see the chat. Actually, I could see the chat better than I could see it in StreamYard from my phone.
Okay,
No.
Yeah.
that's what at the end of, it does all the things we want it to do, like StreamYard. So they like having us over a barrel at StreamYard.
Yeah. Exactly.
How's your day been, Tindu? All good?
Oh, good. 10 hours.
Oh, so is that why you didn't go live today? Because you had a bit of a day of it? He? I think he's dropped out there. Alvy, you're still there, aren't you? Yeah. Right. Alvy's dropped out. Tindu, you're still there. Right. Okay. Here we go. Remove. So there's the chat. I know it's quite wicked avatar though. I enjoyed it. That was good. Yeah, it's just I think we're having some technical difficulties because it's just me. But I don't know, I might try and jump back up. Absolutely. No worries, team. No worries. Thank you for coming up anyway. You tried. No dramas. ALV dropped out as well, so no problem at all. So is there? I didn't see one soccer match. I stopped being interested in soccer because of the money aspect of it all. Few million for one. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, the phone overheated. No, understand completely. No problem at all. Hey, how you doing, Cheeks? Good to see you. Hope you're well, mate. Hope all is good. So, yeah, at least guys got up here and had a little go on it. So yeah. So I hope you all enjoyed the live anyway. Here we go. Siani. Good stuff. Okay. So are there any questions from anyone? Okay. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this track again, and then we'll wrap up the show. So.
One. Answering any other service, prerogative, praise positively, I'm acquitted. Enemies publicly shame my utility. After the battle, their mittens, I'm with it. Simply soothe, well moved, vinyl like glue. Transistors are never more shown with like when vocal flow brings it all down in ruin. Due to a clue of a naughty noise called plutonium. In fire with a new style. Barrels are cleaned and loaded for salute. Chanters with the choice standing steady like my mouthpiece. Paragraph preacher is now introduced. Drums are heard sounding off in each and every person. Vocal confetti is thrown at top stage. Roses and violets on proper for throwing for showing appreciation. Why? This is a daisy age. Hands won't sweat cause there's no threat. Micro stay dry while places so loose. Rhymes on fables, but stable to be on time. Cause they marketed and labels speak apostles. The stitch will fit with every consumer. Microphone use in self will start blooming. Profit and cost could never be lost or due to a clue of a naughty noise called plutonium. At the sight of a method, dive beneath the depth of a never-ending verse, gasping and swallowing every last letter. Vocalized liquid holds the quench of your thirst. Reason for the rhythm is for causes unknown. Different individuals are dazzled with the showbiz. Auditions are gathered, but the soul would just rather hold a count at 3 and in the end leave it as it is. Flow to the sway of my do-re. Me, I'll fix lunatics who will haunt. Words are sent to the vents of humans, then converted to a phrase called talk. Musical notes will send a new motto. Every last poem is recited at noon. Focus is set, let your Polaroids click as we capture the essence of a naughty noise called plug tuning. Vocal in doubt is an uplift, and real is the answer that I answer with. Dying yet lava, what you must realize that the tune that I present is surely not a gift. Different in style is definite, and style which I flaunt is sure legit. Now set aside, I say I hold pride in performing this melodic misfit. So swing cause this picture is pitching. Incense JD Dove is now saying. All sing along to his favorite song while the pocket transistors are playing. But least but not last, I'm frightened, for the words that I reply hold doom. Life of the chant can be stopped by accident when you're tripping the wire of the plug tune.
On that note, everyone in the chat, I see you all the time, in the other channels. Thank you for coming in and thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. I know it's not this wasn't everyone's cup of tea. I really do that. I really do mean that. So it's, as I'm going to say, it's nearly midnight where I am. I decided to do a late one because I was obviously hoping that some of you would be able to come in and enjoy it, but no dramas. There'll be plenty of other opportunities. I'll do plenty more. Try and keep it widespread. So I know what works and what doesn't work. What I'm going to say is now, thank you everyone. Take care.